As seen, both Amber Heard's attorneys have costed her $8 million for fees and other relevant expenses, but they still managed to destroy her image, embarrass her in court, and make her seem incompetent, and in the end, she was still found guilty and is expected to pay Johnny millions of dollars.
Do you recall? I'm trying.
This is not how a lawyer who is being paid millions of dollars behaves. She should have been more prepared to countersue and bring in relevant points that could have helped her client, but as we saw during the trial, Elaine was just incompetent. It would have looked better for Amber had her team brought in a different set of witnesses like Johnny did. If she had had support from close people like her friends and maybe even some people she's worked with, she would have seemed more legit. Just like Camille Vasquez had commented, it really did seem like Amber had no one else to support her except her sister.
You may have noticed that no one showed up for Ms. Heard in this courtroom other than her sister. Every other witness who traveled to Virginia for her was a paid expert.
Her counsel had wasted her money paying professionals who were actually not even relevant to the case. They squeezed money out of her to the point where they started looking for help from other financial institutions, and even after all that, Amber never won. A fan commented on Reddit, "Travelers paid $5 million in Heard's legal fees. No wonder they're trying to get New York Marine to foot the rest of the bill." It was observed that a vice president for Travelers accompanied Heard at the trial for a while, before things started to go south for Team Heard. From the performance put up by Amber's counsel, one can even assume that they scammed her and used her. They acted so terribly that fans started questioning whether they were doing it on purpose. It was so bad that Amber herself stormed off court and left them even before the jury had left.
Ma'am, you can have a seat next to your attorney, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our afternoon recess then for 15 minutes. Do not discuss the case with anybody and don't do any outside research, okay?
She might have felt betrayed by the people she was paying to support her, and honestly, they looked like they were no longer trying at all. Another fan who felt the same commented, "I feel scammed for having Elaine as one of my main lawyers. She was ace attorney levels of bad and crazy. Just from the opening and closing arguments alone would make me plead guilty on the spot." Even after the trial was over, Elaine showed up in multiple shows defending Amber, but she still managed to make Amber look like a bad person. To make matters worse, Amber's counsel went ahead and encouraged her to go on a show herself, and instead of being sorry or sounding sorry, Amber was still as arrogant as ever. Elaine had the audacity of blaming the judge, claiming that the judge had been biased when people who had watched the trial had praised the judge for being great at her work. Elaine had also said that the jury had been on Johnny's side because of his celebrity status. It's like she had dismissed Amber, her own client who is also a celebrity, just so she could get at the jury. This all showed a bad picture for Amber, and it was not helping her image with the public. Her counsel have also suggested to her that since she has nothing to lose, she should write a tell-all book about Johnny. Don't they realize that they've already taken enough money from this woman and she's now knee-deep in debt? How is she going to afford to pay them the millions of dollars if she is sued again for writing the book? A fan said, "Who's going to defend her when she's sued again for defamation once she completes this tell-all book? She is financially FD. Maybe it's time to really contemplate her earlier claim of 'I just want to be left alone.' She herself had claimed she wanted to be left alone."
People mocking my testimony about being assaulted. I just want Johnny to leave me alone. I just want him to leave me alone.
She saw how bad her trial went even after asking millions of dollars on her attorneys. Why then does she think it's a good idea to write a book spewing more lies about Johnny? She still has a perjury case in Australia to deal with. Could she even afford another set of lawyers? Because honestly speaking, the one she had just scammed her off her money. I hope she chooses better next time. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.